Just waiting to get live on all the different channels. Awesome. All right, guys, the time is right now. It is time to start planning your holiday specials and events. Guys, Black Friday is only 86 days away, and then boom, Christmas is here, right? And I know you're like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at Halloween, but if you want to have the best holiday season ever, if the best Black Friday, the best Christmas promos, the best fourth quarter, and really end the year strong, guys, it is time to start planning right now. And I know you're like, I just am recovering from summer. Give me a minute, Caitlin. But really, I need this to get on your radar so that you really can end the year strong. So today I'm really excited to be sharing with you how to take the overwhelm out of executing a really successful holiday sales event season, okay? Plus, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get free access to 50 plus pages of checklists, agendas, and very detailed instructions that can save you hours and make you thousands of dollars. All I need you to do is just comment blueprint, and I will be sending you my free training. You'll be so glad you did. So make sure that you comment blueprint and we'll get that sent over to you. Okay, first thing is you need to decide a goal in a theme to your holiday season. Are you just going to be hosting a party, or is the goal really all about sales? Because I ask that because so many people that are organizing and running their holiday promotion specials and events, right? Their holiday party, come back to me and I was like, oh, it's so much work. We always do it. I hate it. And it doesn't do much for us. And that is because you are likely focusing too much on the party element and not the best practices and strategies to make sure at the end of the day, you're hitting your sales and revenue goals. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and strategies to make sure that you have the best holiday season ever. And again, now is the time to start planning and thinking about this, because you need to, develop the strategy, the offers, and then all the marketing assets that go with it, right? And to incorporate that with your marketing partners, your staff, your vendors, and that's how you're going to be able to really squeeze all the juice out of this great time of the year. All right, so some keys to a successful sales event, right? A holiday sales event is that you really need to get focused with your specials, all right? You need to get really focused and think through that value ladder of where they go, right? Like if you're just putting a hydrofacial into your holiday promos or specials, well, what then? What next, right? Are you converting them or pushing them into your membership? Is that a gateway into neurotoxins for you? Is that a gateway into, like a annual skincare regimen program? I want you to think through every special that you are including for Black Friday or your holiday sales event. What is that value ladder? Where are you taking them from that front end offer? Okay, this is where you're going to increase the number of visits per year and the average spend and rebooking rates with your patients and new patients when you think these through. So get really focused and targeted and specific, right? Next thing is set a goal. don't just willy-nilly put out what your specials are, willy-nilly host a holiday party with really good food and drinks and entertainment, and not set some very specific goals so that you then can reverse engineer what is it that you need to do in order to achieve those goals. And then you got to get organized. Checklists, timelines, assignments, right? And if you start now, a couple months in advance, it's not so overwhelming for you and your team. Okay, so make sure that you are really getting strategic and planning ahead. Hey, Lauren, thanks for joining me. Hey, My True Aesthetics, Rooted Salon and Spa. Hey, Afreen, thanks for joining me here live. All right, the next thing is with your marketing, okay? Of course, you're going to have, graphics to include on your social media and maybe sending out in emails, but put all of the pieces of the puzzle really together. Make sure that it's just not a product at a price, that you are educating and nurturing around that, right? So that, let's say that you have a newer device that people aren't as familiar with. If you put out a service at a price or a product at a price and they're unfamiliar with it, it doesn't matter how good the offer is, they're likely not going to take advantage of it. So you have to have educational and authority building and social proof pieces centered around your specials. And that's going to get more people to take advantage of those offers because they know what they're getting themselves into, right? Otherwise, what happens is we see people that are discounting Botox and fillers and maybe some facials, right? That they were already going to buy anyway, and that you didn't need to discount. But all those other devices and services that aren't as well known, they don't take advantage of because they don't know what it is that they are buying. So, and you want to make sure that you're using all the tools in your tool belt. So what I mean by that is working smarter, not harder, and repurposing the different assets that you collect on all the different channels. So I'm a big proponent of, if you make a video, right, that potentially lives on YouTube, or maybe you do a live on Instagram and Facebook, right, then you can repurpose that into a blog on your website. I'm sending it out in an email newsletter, sending a text campaign, right? And repurposing that, chopping it up and making it into tiny little segments on social media, on stories or posts off of one piece of content. And building the excitement and anticipation for your holiday event, your holiday specials, right? So they can plan in advance so that you can create scarcity, excitement, right? Following all the basic marketing principles that are going to get people to show up, be engaged, and ultimately buy from you. The next thing is on the sales side of things. Okay, so we talked about planning, we talked about marketing. Now let's talk about the sales side of things. And you want to make sure that you've trained your team, right, on how they can properly sell those holiday promos and specials so that when they call on the phone or maybe they DM you, they have questions at the event or post-event, right, that everyone is saying the same thing, that everyone is capable of taking a question, objection, and converting them to a consultation or ultimately purchasing that service or treatment. So you really need to make sure that your team is prepared with those specials as well, because I can't tell you how many times that whether it's the front desk or even other service providers, right, unless it's like their go-to service that they know about, they can't answer those questions and you're losing sales because of it. Now I want to go over specifically some holiday event, sales event type tips and best practices. Okay, so first and foremost, I don't know if you have a November event or a December event. If you are doing a Black Friday special, make sure, again, now that you're working with your marketing company and getting them what your specials are going to be so that they can work ahead on graphics and giving you some tips and ideas of some things that you can do, some B-roll, some images, some teasers, right, that you can collect to then be able to disseminate that information, use all the tools in your tool belt. But for marketing companies, the holiday season, just like for you, is one of our busiest times of year where clients are asking us to do extra things. So you will be able to squeeze more juice out of your Black Friday promos or potentially your holiday event if you get it to us sooner. So start working right now. Strategize. We want to help you with this so that you have the best holiday season ever. All right, back to sales event tips. So again, now is the time to start, but really you want to do it at least 8 weeks in advance. A good time to have an event is on a Thursday. Thursdays are really good times. It's not as likely that you're competing with sports or, church or holiday not holiday, but weekend activities. So Thursday is the best day. Tuesday is the second best day, statistically. A good start time would be 5:30, 6 o'clock. But really, it depends on your local market, commute times, and your target audience, right? Because I know years ago when I had an office downtown and I was commuting 45 minutes each way, if I had to wait an hour after work before to try to find something to do before going home, I'm out. I'm not going to do it, right? Now that's not the case, but it matters sometimes for people. So think of your target audience and what's the best time, again, that's going to get them to show up. Now, with a holiday sales event, of course, you want, as many people to come as possible. But I encourage you to focus on quality over quantity, because again, we want to host a sales event holiday party, not just a party, right? And what I mean by that is the more that you can cultivate segmented lists and really make sure your VIPs, your biggest spenders, your clients and patients that if they just show up, they're going to buy, right? They're loyal to you. If they're going to show up, they're going to bring a girlfriend that is as quality as they are, then they're likely going to buy as well. So cultivate segmented lists by sending them, VIP, first access, maybe a guaranteed swag bag if they show up, right? Like, who wouldn't want to invest $15, $30, $40, $50? Really likely not invest anything, because you can get this swag likely from your vendors for your VIPs to show up and get a little gift to incentivize them to show up, right? Because if they show up, they're going to spend good money with you. So cultivate a really great VIP list with the VIP list offer, and that's really going to help you as well. Let me go over some stats for you, right? So when you set your goal of what you want to achieve, number of people attending and your average, and your sales goal, right? You can reverse engineer some numbers, because statistically, this is what we see all across the country with clients. So if you have 30 RSVPs, people that said, yep, I'm going to attend your event, then only 20 will show up. So if you have 30 RSVPs on your list, only 20 of those are going to show up. And of the 20 that show up, if you do a good job making sure that you have specials and promos, event-only pricing that people want, and you would do a good job educating and giving them the time that they need to commit to a consultation or putting a deposit down for those high-ticket services, 10 are going to buy. And that's if you do a good job, right? But if you are just hosting a party, it just breaks my heart sometimes when I hear about these med spas that spend thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on a huge holiday party, and they have the intention and idea that, we're going to sell so much and make so much money, and then they fall short. They have very little sales. Maybe their Botox and filler sales, maybe a little skincare, maybe some gift cards, but that's it. None of their high ticket services or devices that they want to sell move. And that's because two things. One, they didn't pre-qualify their guests. They didn't really focus on a VIP list of not just price shoppers, not people that just show up for drinks and food, right? But people that are really interested in services, that are really willing to invest, right? And then the last thing is they counted too much on every single person that RSVP'd to attend, because again, the numbers don't lie. Reality, you have 30 RSVPs, 20 will show up. You have 20 that show up, 10 will buy. And that's if you do a good job cultivating your list, reminding your list, doing a good job of selling at the actual event. Stats don't lie. So you want to make sure the more thoroughly you qualify your RSVPs, the higher your closing ratio will be. You want to have door prizes and grand prize, and the perceived value needs to be really good and sexy, right? This will help increase your attendance. And then do really fun things at your event. Like every time they purchase something or based on what they purchase, they can get additional entries for your grand prize. You also could actually let them pre-purchase your event specials if they can't make it. And then I like to do kind of a last chance the day after the event as well. But you want to make sure that not only are you setting goals, sharing them and with your team, but incentivizing your team as well. Incentivizing their real effort to try to hit those goals that you set. And when they do that, whether that's individually and or team, there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat there. It's all based on really what motivates your team to perform the best. Is going to help you hit your goals. And then again, you want to prepare your team, right? Educate them, arm them, get them excited for your holiday promos and events. So lastly, before we jump off here, I want to cover some costly mistakes that I want to make sure that you avoid, because again, I don't want this Black Friday or this holiday season to fall short for you. I want it to be the best ever. And so some of the things that I see that are common mistakes that you need to make sure that you avoid is one, you got to give yourself enough time. Okay. Don't wait until after you get through Halloween and Botox season, right? And like, oh, it's almost November, right? You need to start right now. You need to make sure that your staff is excited, that they are believers in what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. You need to develop a sales plan of that value ladder, right? This is going to help you make an informed decision on what your specials, your event specials, your Black Friday specials should actually be. You need to make it super easy for your patient to give you their money, right? And what I mean by that is to show them what the monthly payment could be with patient financing, right? What I love about Cherry financing and some of the others too is that you can go into your Cherry dashboard, and in that monthly calculator, you can put the package price in that calculator and see what for 0% financing, how many months that would get them for average credit and a low monthly payment, right? So if it's $2,400 and with the terms that you have set, let's just say it's $187 a month for 12 months or 6 months. I can't remember the ratio, but anyway, that's so much sexier. Like I don't even have to think about that, right? Than saying, oh, $2,400 today or whatever the amount is. So play with those payment calculators and present things not only in the package price, but what a low monthly payment could be as well. And you will not believe how high your close rate will increase when you do that. And after you have the chance to download my free training, after you DM us or comment below Blueprint and we send you our free training, you want to make sure that you don't skip really integral steps in the process, right? Don't be in a rush. Do the little things, guys. This is what is going to make the difference, is the little things at the end of the day. That literally could take, your Black Friday promo from $50,000 to $100,000 in sales. That could take your event that generated 30 grand last year to 75 grand this year, right? Is just the little things that's going to make all the difference for you, right? So make sure that you really develop your messaging around this and not getting too technical when it comes to, how certain treatments work, right? Stick to the emotion, the pain points, and at the end of the day, the result that you can get them. And that's what gets people excited and believing like that is what I need, what I want at the end of the day. And you want to make sure that you're utilizing all the tools in your tool belt that you have to promote your Black Friday specials, your holiday event. And what I mean by that is, don't think because you post it on your organic social media and you send out an email that it's enough, right? Will you get a response? Sure, of course you will. But if you want to have the best holiday season ever, you got to use all the tools in your tool belt. And when you check out my free training, then you're going to see a whole slew of ideas to make sure that you don't miss, that you really are squeezing all the juice out of your efforts. Because I promise you, if the time it takes to kind of half-ass a holiday season with just a little bit more, especially when you use my blueprint and all the great organizational tools and checklists and instructions, and be able to delegate many of these things, you're going to be glad you did. And it's going to pay you huge dividends to scheduling more appointments and increasing revenue at the end of the day. Okay. I know I gave you a lot to chew on today, and really there's so much more. So with that being said, I promised earlier, I'm going to give you access to my Med Spa Sales Event Blueprint, where you can get 50 plus pages of checklists, agendas, instructions, KPIs, and my proprietary blueprint that's going to save you time and make you money. Plus, take the overwhelm out of executing a profitable sales event. So make sure that you comment below blueprint and we'll get that free training sent out to you. All right. So start thinking right now, schedule a strategy session with us, because we would love for you to help plot out not only your Black Friday, but your holiday sales event. Keep that in mind. You're having a holiday sales event, not just a holiday party where you're having great food and entertainment, but have that plus have a sales plan and attack, and everyone is going to be happy at the end of the day. All right, guys, thank you so much. If you loved this training, make sure you share it with your team or another med spa that could benefit. You can catch my replay on YouTube. And to get access to more free trainings that will help grow your med spa, visit my link tree in my social bio, and be sure to join me live every Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time, same place. Catch me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.